Hey everybody, and happy Friday. This is Queen of Light 1111 here with your energy check-in. I hope you guys are all doing well, ready for the weekend. What we're doing here today is we're going to see what energies divine feminine is in, okay? What goddess energy she's in overall as related to her masculine, what energy she's in her headspace, heart space, and what energy is she in her environment. She's very much standing in her power. It's taken a lot of hard work to get to where she is today. She is in this energy of she's not going to be swayed, okay? She understands this journey. She knows how to navigate this journey. She's very much understanding when something doesn't smell right, feel right. She understands when things are aligned, and she understands truly what it means to surrender. So let's go ahead. If you guys want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session with me, go to queenoflight1111.com. So we have the white buffalo woman. Okay, I love this goddess. This is the bottom of the deck for divine feminine. It says peace. Okay, but here's the story about the white buffalo woman. Now, she came to the Native American Lakota tribe, okay? And, notice how it says peace. So if you treat her right, she brings peace. But if you're going to, be shady with her or deceptive, it's not going to go well, okay? So the story, I'm going to give you the short story, right, of the white buffalo woman. And this is again the main energy that feminine is in, and then we're going to kind of look into the overall head, heart, and her environment. The main energy that she is in is she understands her sacredness, her sacred divine feminine power. And so she came to the Native American Lakota tribe, okay? And so basically the story is this. The chief of the Lakota tribe, and I apologize if I've pronounced it incorrectly, the chief of the Lakota tribe was trying to lead his people through famine, okay? The buffalo had deserted them. Rain hadn't fallen for some time. So what he did was he sent out two strong scouts, okay? Two people, two men to go and scout for food. And so, as they were traveling, looking for food, they found very, very little, okay? As they kept going, they're walking, then all of a sudden there's this beautiful bright light, this lovely beautiful woman that's like in white up in the horizon. So one of the scouts is like, oh, okay, well, if she's just as beautiful up close, I'm gonna take her and I'm gonna seize her and hug her and, make her my wife. The other scout was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. She looks like she could be some sort of sacred being, right? Because of all the light and everything that's the presence that she has. So, scout number one, the one that's the player, right? Wants to, I'm going to hug her and kiss her and make her my wife guy. He doesn't listen to what his friend, the scout number two, is saying. So, they make their way closer to the white buffalo woman. And sure enough, scout number one, Mr. Casanova, tries to hug her and kiss her. And all of a sudden, this thick white fog just like enveloped both of the scouts. And then the cloud disappeared, and only the woman, the sacred white buffalo woman, remained. And standing next to the first scout's bones, he like disintegrated. And the second scout was still alive because he didn't try to play her. He didn't try to lust after her. He revered her. He held her sacred. So the second scout was spared, but he was terrified. And he drew his bow, right? They had bows and arrows at this time, in defense. But the buffalo woman, the sacred white buffalo woman, said, hey, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. It's okay. You are fine because you chose to honor me. You chose to honor my light. And so what happened was then, she introduced herself to the scout number 2, assured him that, you know, if the Lakota tribe did all she asked, they would be much more prosperous. And so, what the white buffalo woman taught the Lakota tribe was the right way to live, the right way to worship, right? It's this energy about peace, bringing peace into life. It's about this energy of ritual and holding things sacred, peace between people, peace between gender, peace between the earth and its creatures. And so she's taught them that. And then the Lakota tribe became prosperous and peace came in to their lives, okay? The shadow of her is that a man's lust would eventually destroy him and the land. And so when you're lusting after something, if you believe something is yours and I'm going to claim this, and this is mine, and I'm in my ego, you're going to perish. It's a harsh, harsh punishment. You will have no peace. You will be in famine. You will be angry. You will have negative emotions. And so it's important to know that this is not only a lesson that she taught herself, where perhaps before she would allow men to lust after her and not holding herself sacred, but now she stands as the white buffalo woman and absolutely not going to be taken for granted for how beautiful she is, how strong she is, how prosperous she is, how full of light she is. She understands her sacredness and she wants to live in peace. So there is an ending towards any sort of judgment and evaluation that she may have had towards masculine. Maybe masculine lusted after her and he perished, right? She left him. She's like, I'm not doing this crap anymore. You can't play me. I am sacred. But she finally understands her power to put up boundaries and to honor her own sacredness. So Divine Feminine's main energy in this reading is like, hey, look, I am white buffalo woman. I am sacred. I'm the light. I'm in my power. But you know what, masculine? I also want peace in my life. I'm no longer going to judge you for the things that you did. I'm no longer going to, narrate that over and over in my head because I know that I am figuring things out. You are figuring things out. We're exploring our own journey. And I am exploring who I am, the sacred feminine that I am. Oh my God, you can't make that up. And she's kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to be with anyone who's going to deceive me because you know what? I can sniff that out in a second now. I'm in my power. So what's her overall energy towards masculine? The muses, inspiration. She is inspired. She's been inspired. She's transmuted her pain into power. She has transmuted her pain into power. And she's inspired now to keep going, to fill her cup of love, to be self-reliant, to self-improve. She knows she's completely capable. She may be someone who now is mentoring others. Now that she's standing in her goddess energy and she's overcoming barriers and she's probably helping others cross that bridge and overcome theirs as well. When she thinks about her masculine, she's in the energy of Lilith, equality. Now, Lilith, I love Lilith. Lilith's story is very interesting, right? It says equality. Lilith, okay, so here's a story about Lilith, okay? And I'm sure, there's people out there that have a different, view of it. But Lilith wants equality. She knows that she is just as sacred as any other divine masculine or man or whatever. She knows her worth. So here's the story about Lilith. God created Adam, okay? When God created Adam, right, the first man, on this earth, before Adam had Eve, Lilith was created for Adam. And so here's the thing about Lilith, and I love her. So God created Adam, right? And said, okay, look, hey, I don't want you to be alone. I think it's important for you to have a counterpart. And so from the same clay, the same earth, the same way he had created Adam, he created Lilith. And then God suggested, hey, go forth, be fruitful, populate the earth, blah, blah, blah. And Adam and Lilith started having a little bit of a powwow, right? She's like, I'm not below you. I'm your equal, dude. We're made from the same earth. We're made from the same clay. But Adam's like, no, I'm superior. I'm always going to be on top. Lilith's like, no, buddy, no. She says, we're equal. We're made the same way by the same God. And they argued and they couldn't come to a resolution. And Lilith was like, peace out. Sacred white buffalo woman, Lilith. Very powerful, powerful goddesses that know exactly what their worth is. They're not going to be held as inferior. Not by energy, not by gender, not by anything. And so Adam saw Lilith fly away and he's like, hey, God, the woman you sent me left. Right? And so God's like, okay, well, if she comes back, then fine, I've made her. But if not, tell her that she's going to be expelled and she will agree that 100 of her children will die every day. Okay? I'm sure there's different variations to this. So the angels found Lilith and they told her, hey, look, God said, hey, you got to come back or, this is what's going to happen. And so she's like, no, I'm not coming back. So God's cursed me and he's caused illness to my babies. So what's that all about? So Lilith was basically expelled from God's love and became a lower vibrational, right, angel, right? So that's why Lilith, when you hear about her, they consider her part of the underworld. But that's not where she came from, okay? She came from the light, but she stood in her power to say, hey, I know my worth. And I'm not like, talking down on anybody's like belief or religion or anything. This is just merely the story that has gone around in this world, right? So Lilith quickly became, kind of demonized, right? And she has been this icon in modern times as a much loved symbol of the divine, of the feminine divine, right? So it's very much this energy where people are kind of like, look, I connect with Lilith. She is powerful. She, demands equality between masculine and feminine. That was not wrong of her to assert herself, right? In the old stories, in the old days, in old generations, and in the past, there was this inferiority, right? Men had to go out and protect. Men had to go out and, be the provider. Things have changed. Times have changed because of goddesses like Lilith. And so if Lilith is present, which she is in her headspace and in the energy that feminine is in her headspace towards masculine, she's like, hey, I am just as important and I deserve equality. I am in my strength. I am in my power. I will not tolerate rivalry. I will not tolerate external interference. I see this as unconditional love and an uncommon bond. I see this as something that we can alchemize and create. But guess what? I have the power to break this connection down too. If there is not equality, if you do not come to me as the equal, and if you do not see me as your sacred, equal, divine counterpart, then you know what, frankly, I can be Lilith and flee. So what's happening in her heart space? We have Kali. Kali is fierce. I love Kali. Kali is the epitome of a divine feminine goddess in power. Look at how many strong, by the way, they're all strong goddesses, but these women really resonate with me. White buffalo woman, Kali, Lilith. I love these feminines. I resonate with these feminines personally. And Kali is here. It says fear. So in the heart space of divine feminine, there may be some fear. Like, hey, you know what? I deserve equality. I know my sacredness. And yes, I'm inspired to continue to be self-reliant, but there, in her heart space, there is some fear. But Kali is there. Kali Ma is there. And she's an amazing goddess. You know, initially, people may fear Kali because they don't understand Kali. She invokes fear in people that don't understand her, but she is the most protective mother and goddess of all time. She helps us deal with our fears. She helps us deal with our jealousy, our pride, our unhealthy anger, and she breaks down illusions of the ego. She kills the shadows that do not serve us any longer, that free us into our sovereignty. So Kali's hands are on feminine's heart. And it's all about this divine connection and a new beginning. And so feminine is being pushed deep within herself to examine these fears, to examine this energy while things feel like they're in a void. Examine her heart. Has she truly forgiven? Is she ready for union with her masculine? Is she content in herself? Is she feeling whole? So Kali is really working with divine feminine's heart space to say, yeah, there is this relationship and this opportunity to take a leap of faith and start a new cycle. But go within, reflect, and release any fears that you may have and forgive yourself and your masculine. And that is why at the bottom of the deck, divine feminine's like, I understand my sacred power. Masculine lusted after me. I had to leave. He had to, burn down, literally, death card, right? Had to like transform, but it also in the same instant transformed her. But she's now no longer playing that narrative. She's done with that judgment of masculine. She's found her own way. It's up to masculine to find his. And so how is she showing up in the environment? Look at this. Ketish, pleasure. She's enjoying her life right now. She's enjoying her life. She's inspired. She deserves equality. She understands her femininity. She understands her sacredness. And so in her environment, the way that she's showing up is in the energy of pleasure. And so she's allowing herself to laugh, to play, to be sensual, to practice her talents. She's in the energy where she may be public, she may be out of hermit mode. She's not taking things as seriously as she did before because she's in this energy of, you know what, I am really working on bringing balance to myself. I'm really working on my own balance while there is this pause in this connection. And I'm not going to sit in any sort of optical illusion. I'm not going to play a head trip on myself. I'm not going to sit in confusion about the road ahead. I'm not going to worry about the darn road ahead. I'm not going to worry if union is coming or if union is not coming or if masculine's going to talk to me. I'm not worried about all that. I'm not worried about all that. I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my life. I'm not going to sit here and be trapped in any illusions or any other mind games that I inflict upon myself because masculine has or has not come forward. I'm enjoying my life. I know who I am. I am sacred. I am strong. I'm in my power. I'm addressing my fears. I'm self-reliant. And frankly, I've overcome my barriers and I'm helping others overcome theirs. Oh my God, you can't make this up. If you guys want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. Happy Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.